I am Conrad Banas. I'm a student at St. John's College and an Air Cadet at 136 Kiowa Squadron in Ayr, Ontario.
My name is Chiara Polillo. I'm a grade 10 student here at Assumption College.
You wrote about your views on veterans. You called them heroes. Moving audience. The audience was truly moved. What emotions went into writing that speech that you delivered?
For me, to be honest, it was mostly gratitude, because I realized while writing the speech, I realized how important they are in our society. And I was very grateful for what they've done. And it made me really reflect on what freedoms we truly have here in Canada.
For me, it was it's seeing what goes on in other parts of the world. I'm a big fan of a girl by the name of Malala Yousafzai. She spoke up for women's rights and was shot by the Taliban for it. And we live in a country where women are allowed to go to school. Women are allowed to speak up, and we are allowed to we are allowed to respect ourselves, and we are allowed to practice whatever faith or whatever creed or background we come from. And that's an honor, and a lot of people take that for granted. So to be able to thank the people that fought for that for us, who gave their lives and died for that right is unbelievable, and I felt that it was something that needed to be said.
We speak a lot of obviously of the fallen, but an event like this brings together the survivors. Your thoughts on those that are right here at the luncheon that live to tell the tale, for lack of a better statement?
Well, it's just amazing. They've gone through so much to give us what we have today, here in Canada especially. And they've fought for so many other nations that we keep forgetting, like Western Europe, and for other places around the world. And it's beautiful how, especially these veterans here, how they support their local community and how they support each other as they're gathered together with their legions. And I believe it's very crucial, as I mentioned in my speech, to help support those legions. Wear a poppy and provide donations, because these are people who need our help sometimes. And they've given so much for us. It's only the least we can do as a society is give back to them.
As I said in my speech, there is this unfathomable pride that we feel, especially towards our survivors, because our survivors aren't sitting there and complaining about how hard their life was and how hard it was for them. They come back and they're overcome with joy, and they show such love for the Canadian people and other citizens around the world. And it's humbling, and it's unbelievable to see these men and women who are smiling and coming up to us and giving us a pat on the back for speaking about what they did. They went and they suffered, and there was these horrifying images of war that can't be forgotten. People will never forget what happened, and they're the ones coming up to us and patting us on the back. So it's surreal, and it's humbling.
Very humbling, actually.
We talk a lot about the elders that are here, but there's also a recent round of veterans with the modern warfare. And as people your age, that's probably the life that you grew up with, in the sense, what you see on TV is not World War II and Korea, not as your thoughts on the modern day veteran? Well,
the modern day veteran is very, very comparable to the veterans that fought in the past. The warfare is a little different, yes, but it's similar situations. You're dealing with, these are people who've gone through incredible experiences fighting for us Canadians around the world, and especially in the Middle East. It's a very fragile situation, and they've stressed over. They've been in their hands are in the action, and it's very important for us to recognize that they've given so much for us. And the thing is, as well, many veterans today, not everyone has voluntarily served us. There's no conscription because of the situation. So none of these men were conscripted. They voluntarily joined the military. Many of our veterans did here today, but there's a percentage who were also conscripting into the military. So it's showing that they're so willing to fight for our freedoms and to stand up for what Canada stands for. I believe it's just incredible, and we should honor those veterans as well, as they are still extremely important in our society.
It's a surreal thought to imagine that these are men and women who are, like Conrad said, who are willingly going to fight for the Canadian future, for me and for my children and my grandchildren, to know that they're going to be able to live a life of happiness and security and freedom it's all anyone could ever wish for. It's people who are able to think beyond themselves. It's people who are able to put themselves in other people's shoes, and not a lot of people are able to do that. I don't have the courage to go out there and lay my life down, but these people do, and they're God-sent people. They're angels. They're people who are there to ensure our safety and ensure our freedoms and things that other people can only dream of. So it's unbelievable.
Thank-A-Vet.ca